Day 80, April 5th. This is the trail. This is my tent. I was at a picnic area yesterday and was maybe trying to find a way to that lodge, but it was closed evidently. And I was trying to find maybe a hiker-friendly person in the parking lot, but I didn't have any luck with that. I was going to maybe try to get to the hotel. I pulled in here in the dark because there was no camping in the picnic area. And I'm sure there's probably no camping here where I'm at, but I could see where somebody else is camped, and it was halfway level. Not really all that great of a spot, but in the dark, and I was tired. I don't know for sure what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking about maybe trying to take a zero today, or trying to get off the trail. It won't be a zero, I have to walk some. I got enough food for today. My original plan was to get off the trail tomorrow evening sometime. But, well, what kind of really hit me yesterday, I ran into the guy. He had an 82nd Airborne hat on. And I seen him on the trail, and he said, "Hey, day 79, farmer, right?" And I'm thinking he's a YouTube fan. "Yeah, hey, glad to see your hat," and all that stuff. And I start talking to him, and he's never seen me on YouTube. He said I talked to him the day before, and was telling him I was on the trail and what day it was and my YouTube, and don't remember none of it. But we sat and visited for a little bit. We didn't really sit. We talked and visited. He said, "You seem really exhausted last night when I talked to you." And I'm thinking, man, I must have been. I don't remember talking to you. And I'm starting to think of little things. This morning I was thinking, well, yesterday I put my gaiter on upside down on one foot. The night before I didn't put any olive oil in my food. I forgot. I didn't charge my phone. Just a few little things like that. And then I'm thinking what kind of things that I didn't even notice that I'd done wrong. Anyway, I'm just feel really fatigued. I was really wore out yesterday. I stopped 3 times, fell asleep 3 times. So yeah, I feel a little better today, but don't think it lasts long. I think I'm just really hungry. I think I was getting enough food when I was at the last hostel, but it was just enough food for that day's hike. Ramen noodles just don't seem to be enough. So I'll just keep you posted. But I think I need a zero. Don't really want to. I'd like to walk today and tomorrow. Then I'd be within 20 miles or so of getting out of the Shenandoah Mountains. But I think maybe I better, if I can get to a parking lot and find somebody to take me off the mountain, I think I might. But I'll keep you posted. My phone's charged now. Well, this is where I'm getting my water this morning. Looks like it was a nice spring at one time. It used to come out of that pipe that's all enclosed with concrete. Then they had it coming out of this smaller one. But I got it out of that little puddle right there. So I got enough water for half a day. Just think it looks kind of neat here. Skyline Drive right beside the trail. Crosses it a lot of times. Sometimes I can see it above me, below me, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I walked into the picnic area. I think it was mile 912.8 yesterday evening. Let's see, South River picnic area. All the comments on Gut Hook said there was no water. That still holds true. The water's shut off. So anyway, picnic area, can't camp there, so I went to mile 913.4, camped right beside the trail. Right now, a bunch of gnats are bothering me and stuff. I just make a little circle of what's going on while I'm talking here. So, since I'm not getting enough calories or enough food to keep making my miles I want to make, I'm just going to quit making so many miles, try to stay on the trail. Tomorrow I have to get off the trail for sure. I got enough food for tonight, but that's it. Tomorrow I'll have to get off. Maybe I can get enough miles where I only have 35 miles left for the Skyline Drive. I could slack pack 2 days or something. Unless I could get a hamburger or something at a Wayside today, but I think the one I'm coming across today is closed. I think it was Big Meadows. The lodge was closed yesterday. I tried to call them, but I don't know. Maybe there'd be a little place to get food. Of course, this is a Monday, so there won't be a whole lot of people. I haven't seen anybody on the trail. And by 9 o'clock, I was already in a t-shirt. It's 10 something now. Okay, noisy to talk by the road, ain't it? I get going. By a campground, I seen some people working. Lewis Mountain Lodge. They was working cleaning up around the campground, and I asked them, I said, was there food I could get to eat up there? And they said there's microwave stuff. Anyway, this is what I came up for dinner. It's not dinner time yet, but I'm eating it. So I might be able to stay on the trail a little longer. It just seems no matter what I eat, I'm burning through way too many calories than what I can eat. But that's what I'm going to try to eat for dinner. Well, when the trail's like this, with the rocks, that's what I've been talking about, how my feet feel bruised up. It's just got a pointy rock poking in your foot, no matter where you step. Oh, I feel a lot better since I ate that stuff at the Lewis campground. Oh, I still feel wore out, but boy, I was exhausted the last 2 days. I mean, I know people talk about when you're exhausted, you still have 40% more to go. I think I went through the 40%. Not remembering when I talked to that fella and he was telling me how I was talking to him and I didn't even remember it. Then I knew I was exhausted, wore out. And I knew I wasn't filming the last couple days very much at all. Just concentrating on making the miles, but I'm going to start walking less miles now. I can do about 13 a day for the next 10 days or make it to Harper's Ferry. That was my goal. So I'm going to try not to take a zero. I'm heading to Big Meadows Lodge to a restaurant. I'm going to eat and have a campground there. I'm probably just going to stay there. I think it's $20, but I'll take a shower. Hopefully get to bed early. Made it to Big Meadow Wayside. Ham and cheese hoagie. Heated it up in the microwave. Bowl of mushmelon or honeydew, however you say it. Rice Krispie honey bun. A root beer. $12, about the same as my last little meal I had today. I gotta eat all this by 5 o'clock, get back in there and get a little bit of ice cream. They don't have the blackberry, but Skyland does. That'll be tomorrow. The restaurant's closed here. So I'm gonna read this real quick. Yeah, I'm up here at the Big Meadows campsite walking around, and somebody recognizes me on YouTube, and we start talking, and somebody recognizes my laugh from 1982, and find out we was in the same company in basic training.
Same platoon.
Same platoon.
Yeah. We hated the same drill sergeant.
Yeah, he knew the drill sergeant's name, and then I knew he knew me. He said I had blonde hair, and
Yeah, my name's Mark C. I was down, I was several bunks down from him, but I remember Michael. I remember Sergeant Noriega got on you when we had the PT test because you did 45 push-ups, and he said you were slacking. I remember that. And Sergeant Allen, Sergeant.
yeah,
And then what was the other?
black
was
guy.
it Sergeant?
Yeah, we had
Sergeant
National
Cabal
Guard,
or something that?
a National Guard one or something, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, Sergeant Murphy. Well,
Okay.
Sergeant Murphy was in training, I believe. I actually saw him again when I went back. They pulled me back in for a couple weeks to do some contingency training there at one point when they were doing experiments, and Sergeant Murphy was still down at Fort Benning. But we had another, remember the first couple weeks, there was a E7 sergeant that was supposed to be our main platoon sergeant, and he pulled him away to be the first sergeant on a
Don't remember that.
the,
I just remember Noriega.
the primary drill sergeant. Yeah, he liked you.
Yeah, I think I did more push-ups than anybody.
Well, he was good at them. Yeah.
All right, he
Yeah,
remembered all the
remember.
same people. He remembers so many more people than I do, and some more details. I don't know what happened to me, but
Yeah. Reggie Bowles, remember he went AWOL like 2 days before we were supposed to graduate.
yeah, I think we had like 6 or 8 AWOLs.
Yeah. Weedi Mazzaro. Mazzaro came back and Weedi left. I remember that. When they caught them and came back. But yeah, that was almost 40 years ago.
Let's see.
And he still got the same laugh.
39 years ago.
Yeah.
I've got gray, and since I've been hiking, I'm getting close to the same weight, but not
Yeah.
quite.
But you carry a little extra metal in your knees now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my toes, my knees. Yeah.